All right, this is it. On my way to go pick up my Model Y. Got about an hour and 45-minute drive. It's gonna be the longest drive of my life. Here we go. All right, so this is it. Just took delivery of my Model Y. It took about 10 minutes. Kevin was awesome. We exchanged some paperwork. That was pretty much it. It was lickety split. So I'm sitting in it now. I did a little inspection on the outside and in the interior. I didn't really notice too much. One thing I did notice right off the bat is when I came in here, that little part right there where the upholstery meets the window, it's a little bit off. And then when I go to like kind of press this down, see if I can press it down, it's sticky up here. You can feel some kind of adhesive. So it looks like they were finagling with that. But otherwise, the interior is pretty pristine. Well, there's some handprints on this right here. Overall, pretty clean. I feel bad sitting in it though, and I don't have it. It comes with these, carpet floor mats, but as soon as I can, I'm going to be getting some rubber mats in here. Don't even like having my shoes on in here. It's kind of ridiculous, I guess, but man, this car is beautiful though, for sure. That's my little turtle. It's my son's turtle, actually. I hijacked him. Well, he said I could have it. And then he took it back. He tried to take it back at least. All right, so this is the day after I brought it home. I'm about to start prepping it to apply the ceramic coating. So I'm going to wash it, and then I'm going to clay bar it, and then I'm going to ISO wash it. And then after that's all done, I'll go ahead and apply the Avalon King Armor Shield ceramic coating, and then we'll see how it looks. All right, so okay, kiddo, say hi. Huh? Say hi. Hi. All right, so at this point we're washed, dried, and clay barred. The next step is going to be an ISO wash, and then after that we can finally put on the coating. So I mean, it's brand new, but it looks a little bit shinier, a little bit cleaner. The clay bar, I mean, there were some spots that were a little bit rough, especially on the front. Where any bugs would have been smashed or anything like that, but for the most part it was super smooth. So the paint's in good condition, obviously. I have noticed, after cleaning and washing and claying, some definite imperfections. If you look closely here, I'm not sure if you can see that, but the gap on the right side of the rear here where the trunk is definitely different than this one. Stuff like that. There was a little bit of a ding, I noticed. Let's see if we can see it there. Not sure if you can see it, but right here. A little bit of a ding. Not horrible. That's probably the worst thing that I've seen. But otherwise, pretty good. A couple of dust specks here and there. Not too many, but definite gap difference on the frunk. You notice here, it's nice and tight. And if you go around to the side, the passenger side, definitely a bigger gap, and it's definitely not flush here. Driver's side is flush, tight, and crisp. As you move to the passenger side, though, it opens up, the gap opens up, and it's not flush. Typical Tesla stuff, disappointing, but this side looks all right, where the wheel well meets the body. But if you notice here, this one's a really big gap. So nice and tight all around here. Nice and tight, and then boom, it opens up big time. Yeah, not happy about that. Let's take a look here. Yeah, that looks all right. A little bit of a scratch there. Just noticed that. Nice tight gaps. Again, over here on the side, look at the size of that gap. It's huge compared to the back end of it. Nice and tight. A little bit of an offset here. Gap here is, I think this is a little bit bigger than the other side. It's typical for Tesla though. I mean, it's kind of crazy they haven't figured this out yet.
Dad, watch this.
Yeah, it seems the front wheel wells are nice and tight. The front wheel wells are nice and tight. It's the rear ones that have the issue, definitely.
Guys, watch this.
But yeah, so next step is the ISO wash. I got a 50-50, 50% distilled water and 50% isopropyl rubbing alcohol. I think it's a 70%. And so we're gonna wash that down, and then we'll be good to go for the coating. So, I'll check back with you after the wash. All right, so the ceramic coating, pretty straightforward. A couple of drops on the applicator sponge and fiber cloth, and you rub it in a crisscross pattern. And then depending on the temperature outside, you let it sit for a few minutes. And then you just buff it out with the fiber towel. The first coat took about an hour and a half, and then I let it dry for 2 hours, and then the second application took about an hour. All right, so this is where we're at. Picked up the car 2 days ago, drove it home from the service center on Saturday, and yesterday I spent about 6 hours prepping it, washing it, and getting it ready for a coating, ceramic coating, and put two coats on, and I think it looks pretty good. It's still curing. It's been kind of rainy here the last day and a half, so I can't put it outside to help it dry any quicker, but go ahead and give it a once over here. Yeah, it came out pretty good. I mean, it was shiny and well polished from picking it up, you know, so I had to go ahead and take all that stuff off and apply the ceramic coating. I went with the Avalon King, and it came out really great. I did the wheels. I just did one coat on the wheels. I did 2 coats on everything else. So they said 3 is the maximum that you would need, but I think 3 is kind of overdoing it. But yeah, it came out pretty good. Today, what we're gonna do, since I can't take it out and drive it or anything, I gotta let it cure for another day. It should be good. As long as it's not raining, I'll take it out tomorrow. But today what we're gonna do is we're gonna wrap the console. I've already put on a screen protector. I did that earlier today. Put on the matte screen protector from Abstract Ocean. Super easy install, took about 5 minutes, maybe less. And you know, the matte finish, it looks, I thought it was gonna be more dull. It looks really good. It's almost like you can't even tell that there's a protector on there, a matte protector. So it looks good. But yeah, we're gonna put on the wood grain center console wrap. You know, that black piano key is just too glossy. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do this, and I'll let you see what it looks like afterwards. All right, there's the finished product. Didn't take that long. I think it was about 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes tops. I'm not a professional installer by any means. It's a little bit imperfect, but it looks pretty good, I think. A little wood strip here. Nice little touch. There is another little strip, wood strip that they provided. It looks like it's for this back piece here, but so this is for the Model 3, and the Y, of course, has the USB-C ports. So I guess I'll just leave that off. There it is. Definitely can feel some overlap, just the tiniest bit of overlap, and that's going to bother me. This side is kind of flush. See, it doesn't have much room for error because this side is pretty flush. This side overhangs just the tiniest little bit. I can feel it. Not enough to wrap it around or anything like that. It's just less than a millimeter overhang. Yeah, same here. It's actually overhanging on both sides a little bit, tiny bit here, and a little bit more on this side. So, I mean, this is not cut perfectly, but it looks really good. And hopefully it'll last with these pieces hanging over. Yeah, there's some overhang here as well. This couple holder piece was a real pain getting it to lay in just right in there. It's still a little bit off, but it'll do. It looks good. There we go. Here's a look for the overall perspective. How it looks with the matching wood grain across the dash. I think it looks great. I did end up putting on the last vinyl strip here in the back of the console if you wanted to see what that looks like. Alright guys, so this is pretty much where we're at now. I was going to film more of the delivery, but honestly there wasn't much to it. You know, I pulled into the parking lot and my sales rep Kevin was like, hey, your car's right over there, it's unlocked, there's some documents in it. You know, look it over, sign them, and you're going to drop them in that box. He pointed to a box that was next to the side of the building. And that was pretty much it. They gave me the thumbs up to go ahead and take off. Everything was good to go. It lasted about, I'd say 10 minutes of you know, interacting with those guys. And then I did spend about an hour in the parking lot just going through everything and getting familiar with the car itself. So I'm not sure what my next add-on is going to be. For sure the rubber floor mats, whenever they do come out. And I also want to get some seat covers. I'm looking to do, I think we're going to do red. I'm going to do some red seat covers. I think they'll look really sharp. But stay tuned for all that stuff. And you guys let me know if there's anything in particular you want to see. If you have any questions about the ceramic application, it was a little bit kind of tricky to figure out at first, but you know, after watching a few videos and then doing it, it gets really easy. So if you have any questions about that, go ahead and shoot them to me, and I'll be happy to answer any questions you have. And as always, until next time, I'll catch you guys later. See ya.